There is still an examination, Father, a procedure to be followed before I can be taught there.
But for one like yourself, my son, I fully expect that it will be waived. You have much to show them.
I have a few paintings of some worth.
Oh, they are brilliant. You are brilliant, Branwell.
Thank you, Anne.
He will be such a success, will he not, Father?
I believe he will, Emily. He has been well taught, I know, by my friend Mr. Williams in his studio in Leeds.
And I have tried, Father, to copy from nature.
We have all of us tried to copy from nature, Father. We've all, I believe, reached a certain dexterity with the sketching pencil.
Dexterity. It is no more than I should expect of all my family, Charlotte. Every man's work shall be made manifest. Corinthians chapter 3.
And every woman's?
My children are like olive branches around my table, but there is one will grow like a cedar in Lebanon.
But supposing he falls, Father?
He does not fall, Emily.
Emily, Anne, General Percy will not die. When King Zamorna has gained his victories, I think General Percy will plot against him. I think they may be rivals for domination, but I think neither of them need die.
Charlotte, I do not care if they live or die.
Anne, how can you?
They are not real, Charlotte. They are only stories.
There was a time, Anne, when you respected King Zamorna and General Percy, when you more readily took part in the great and chivalrous deeds of Angria.
There are other lands and other worlds to explore, Charlotte. Now Anne and I have become pilgrims.
Pilgrims, Emily?
Yes, pilgrims. We two have decided to traverse further afield. We have our own country now, where the people listen to us.
I do not know what you can find in another country, sisters, that you cannot find in the perfectly adequate nation founded by Branwell and myself. I may add it is a land fit for all of us, a land of justice and nobility, a land...
Cannon, Charlotte.
And war.
And parades.
And politics. Ugh.
Anne, Emily, these are the very things of life. What else can there be?
Poetry. There is no poetry in Angria. Only battle hymns and speeches for when people die.
So we have founded a new country. Gondal.
And what would I find in Gondal, if I should care to make such an excursion in the first place, which I very much doubt?
Joy, Charlotte! Ecstasy!
Not all the time, Anne. For I think it is not wholly proper to require joy and ecstasy all the time. But now and again, that is acceptable, with perhaps a little pain intermingled. Darkness and glory rejoicingly blending, earth rising to heaven and heaven descending, man's spirit away from its drear dungeon sending.
Oh, Emily, that is good. Is it not good, Charlotte? Is Emily's poem not brilliant?
Why, yes, Anne. It is promising.
Only promising, Charlotte?
More than promising, perhaps, Emily. But the mood is uncertain. How can darkness and glory rejoicingly blend? No, I consider it too metaphysical, and the mood changes are too abrupt. Drear dungeon, indeed.
Drear dungeon, indeed. But if Branwell had written it...
Oh, if Branwell had spoken it...
Why, then it would be light as birdsong.
And we should be carried away on wings of posy.
Anne, Emily, do not speak slightingly of your brother. You would not do so if he were here at home.
And where is he?
You know only too well, Emily.
Oh, tell us again, Charlotte.
We are only children, and we are forgetful.
Why, Branwell is making his way in the world, as we shall all need to do.
Away from this drear dungeon.
If you care to think of it as such. Sisters, do not make yourselves outcasts from the world we have created.
No, we would never do that. Would we, Emily?
I wonder what he does now.
Branwell?
Branwell.
Why, he prepares himself. He girds his loins for the battle of the morrow. Emily, Anne, shame on you! Really, is this how the daughters of Gondal behave? While the great son of Angria prepares to shine in the world, to make his mark with study and high-mindedness.
All their works they do to be seen of men.
Every man's work shall be made manifest.
And he shall gird up his loins.
Enough!
Charlotte, Emily, Anne, it is good to have my family at home. Christmas is a time for families.
I am sure Branwell will be back shortly, Father.
There is, I believe, some revelry in the village, Charlotte. The Christmas Eve sort that involves the men.
You mean involves strong drink, do you not, Emily?
But I am sure he will be back tonight, Father.
Or early tomorrow, in time for his presents, no doubt. I am giving him my old copy of A Christmas Carol, to remind him what Christmas is about.
I know the one you mean, Emily. The spine is torn, and you have penciled many comments in the margins. That is not much of a Christmas present. He will think you are Jacob Marley.
Let him think rather I am the spirit of Christmas yet to come. That might do him some good.
Oh, come now, ladies. Branwell is a young man, and young man will do it.
No, he is not so young. He merely affects to be young. He still keeps soldiers in his drawer.
You are harsh with him at times, Emily.
No more than he deserves. No more than you, Father.
I am tired. I will drain this glass and retire to bed. I am grown old. Once I could control his ways. Once I could control your ways, daughters. Now I must let you come and go as you please. But Branwell is still my son.
I wish he would see the error of his ways, but he has no sense of proportion.
Come, Anne. It is a season of goodwill.
And we do not wish to worry our father unduly.
You are all of you young women of great virtue. Sometimes it is hard for a young woman to understand the nature of a man. But I, though I am old and somewhat damaged by the world, I do understand Branwell.
It is a phase. It will pass. It is like a wild passage in a concerto by Vivaldi. It will be replaced by a slower movement. That is the nature of music, the fast and the slow. It will calm him.
No, Charlotte. Branwell only listens to the music in his head.
He's not the only one in this family who does so, Emily.
If you mean me, sister.
I do.
I did not think I cut such a dashing figure.
We should rejoice, daughters. We should not have such long faces. We should rejoice in our Saviour, who has put us on this earth to do good work.
Good works? Why, yes. Our good works should be celebrated. Father!
But it is never right, Anne, that we should boast of our good works. Such an action brings demerit upon them and upon ourselves. Does it not, Emily?
Charlotte is right. Whited sepulchres are never pleasing to the Lord.
But sometimes, when the news is good, is it not our duty to communicate it?
I will read then from Wuthering Heights, sisters, but merely a paragraph. I am somewhat shy about reading more. This is certainly a beautiful country. In all England, I do not believe I could have fixed on a situation so completely removed from the stir of society.
Well done, Mr. Bell. Well done. You may now placate your shyness and cease forthwith. We see from the very start of your novel that you draw strongly upon your own life and situation, sir.
You could not be further removed, sir, from the stir of society than to be here with your sisters.
Brothers.
Brother writers, the Bells. Ellis Bell, Acton Bell, and myself, the unknown Currer Bell.
The bells of the ball.
Do I not see in the character of your Mr. Heathcliff a reflection of your own demeanour, Mr. Ellis Bell?
He is somewhat brooding, like yourself, Mr. Bell. He has that air of Lord Byron.
Is it not a self-portrait, Mr. Bell? Will it not perhaps become a bad influence on the younger generation of women? Will it not set the minds of young girls a-racing?
Their hearts a-fluttering.
Their hair streaming back in the wind as they run across the heather-strewn moors.
Dreaming of their own, Mr. Heathcliff.
Well, sir, and what do you say to us, Mr. Ellis Bell?
I do not write for young girls, sir. If they should succumb to such bestial charms...
Bestial charms? Why, that is a phrase to be savoured, Mr. Bell.
Then for whom do you write?
I write for myself, Mr. Bell.
How selfish of you, Mr. Bell. But sometimes perhaps we must be selfish. We must do things for ourselves.
We? Women? Do you mean women, Mr. Curabell?
What do I know of women, Mr. Acton Bell? I, who am a bachelor. Come, let us hear from your own celebrated work. Let us hear from Agnes Grey.
Yes, Mr. Bell. Read me the part where your Agnes decides to leave home. I like that.
Very well. I should like to be a governess, I said. My mother uttered an exclamation of surprise and laughed. My sister dropped her work in astonishment, exclaiming, "You? A governess, Agnes? What can you be dreaming of?"
I am amazed, Mr. Acton Bell. How can you dream so wantonly as to place yourself in the mind of a young girl? And, even more astonishing, one who wishes to be a governess. It is so far removed from your actual existence that I marvel at your powers of imagination.
Come, Mr. Curabell. Was not your own book about a governess?
It was. And you will recall it was rejected by your publisher, despite the promise of a generous payment from the author. Unlike your own works, which are now enjoying great celebrity.
Nobody reads them. We have paid for their publication, and yet...
We cannot pay the readers to read them. We had only one legacy from our poor aunt.
But at least they are out in the world. At least they do not fester at home, as we do. Do you regret it, then? Would you rather spend the money on petticoats and bracelets?
No, sister. I rejoice in being an authoress. And it is you who are the organiser of that.
An author, Mr. Bell. You are authors and you are men. And you, Mr. Ellis Bell?
To me it makes no difference. And yet, perhaps it was good that we should do it, even though I know not why.
But you, Mr. Curabell, you are the one who provoked us to this action. It is unfair that you yourself should remain unpublished.
The world is never fair. Come, let us drink the health of your publisher, gentlemen. God bless the man.
Surely you have not surrendered your own literary hopes, Mr. Bell?
No, I am now working on a new tale, and I will seek out a new publisher. It is about a plain girl, and I have called her Jane. I fear she is somewhat like myself.
Is she a governess?
I've not truly made up my mind on that score just yet.
She will be a governess, I know it.
When you are published also, then we shall tell father. You will surely allow that.
But how shall we ever tell Branwell? Tell me, Mr. Bell. Tell me, Mr. Organiser.
If we are truly to be the belles of the ball, then we must learn to enjoy our secrets, smile behind our paper fans as we gaze at the dancing crowd. Let us keep our own counsel on the matter, at least for now. I am glad father has gone to bed.
Hey there, let us in.
We demand admission.
Unless you be in a state of undress.
Even that I by no means deplore.
We are not in a state of undress.
Heaven forbid.
Let them in, then. But remember, keep our own counsel.
Come on in, then, but do not wake our father.
Forgive us, ladies.
For disturbing you.
Why do men always believe they are disturbing to women, and yet apologise for it?
Dee's right, Miss Charlotte. There are too many apologies in this world. Let us be simply as we are, with no apologies. I, for one, never apologise.
But we are all sinners, Mr. Brown, and we must sometimes apologise to God.
I have brought John home with me.
I can see you have brought Mr. Brown home with you.
Or he has brought you home.
I can see you have been drinking. You have both been drinking.
No apologies, Miss Charlotte. But what are these on the desk? Toy soldiers? Is this your little secret, Mr. Branwell? Oh, I had the same when I were a lad. I could play with these till the cows come home. Ladies, it has been a good night. Good for
Conversation.
argument.
Philosophy.
We have seen eternity tonight.
Like a great ring of pure and endless light, all calm as it was bright.
360 degrees as described by Euclid.
I do not think our brother was talking mathematics, Mr. Brown.
Was he not, Miss Anne?
Was I not?
For what is philosophy except mathematics? What is the universe except an equation, a proof
A proof of what?
of itself, Miss Charlotte?
There we must differ, Mr. Brown. To me and to my family, the universe is a manifestation of the love of God, a proof of that love.
And what love has he shown to thee, Miss Anne? Thee who has lost a mother and 2 sisters? Well, what is love? As a tennis score it is nothing. As nothing, we can multiply it and make it scores and hundreds and thousands and millions, just by adding nout and nout and nout.
You are playing parlour games.
But let him, Anne, let him. I find it amusing.
Yes. Amusing.
Thank you, Miss Emily. What is eternity, then, if not mathematics? What is infinity? Well, I will tell thee, there is more than one infinity as there is more than one God.
That is blasphemy.
Mere truth, Miss Charlotte, for thou must allow that there be an infinite number of numbers in the world, for numbers, like God, have no end. But numbers are divided into odds and evens, and the number of even numbers is also infinite.
Well,
And for that matter, the number of odd numbers is infinite too.
Ah, I see it.
I too see it. Indeed I do.
So we have already identified 3 separate infinities, have we not? And we have hardly begun. So many infinities.
So many gods.
Branwell.
I'm sorry, Charlotte. I do not mean that...
I think he was using metaphor, ma'am. I know from experience Mr. Branwell is a master of metaphor, but it sometimes runs away with him.
If there are many infinities, then there are many truths.
Yes! Oh, thee's such a bright one, Miss Emily. All those truths. But not in the sense that parish records are a truth. What does the calling born on such and such, died so-and-so? And I do attach to this document my signature that is a true and accurate record. For when people die, then there is a need of parish record truth. But epitaphs, are they also truths? Gone to his maker. Do we know that for a parish record kind of truth? I think we do not. Loved by all. Show me a man who is loved by all, and I'll eat a sod from the graveyard. Not parish record truth at all. And all those poems, and all those novels.
What truth are they, Mr. Brown? For I have ambitions in that area.
Does thou now, Miss Emily? Why, it is any truth thou could want. For a writer is like God, is he not? He makes a universe on the page, and sometimes we say, yes, it is true, it speaks to me of the world. But we know it is not parish record kind of true. We know we cannot put our signatures there and say, this is an accurate record. Suppose, for instance, in a century's time, some writer might make a play out of all of us.
Why should he do that?
But who knows, Miss Emily? I am not a writer. Perhaps he's taken against us. Taken against me. He might make me out the devil incarnate if he wanted. He might write anything he liked, and it might not bear one word of truth. Oh, yes, he might treat us all like lead soldiers, like this one I now hold in my hand. He might play with us, move us about, shoot us, bloody us, snap off our heads. Like that.
Was that General Percy? Has General Percy...
Lost his head, Miss Emily. Like all them French aristocrats that thought they was too good for the common man.
We can perhaps replace him.
We can all be replaced. We are all soldiers. But thee, Miss Emily. Oh, yes, I should like to read a novel written by thee. I should not be surprised if thee did not turn out to be the brightest star in the vault. That is to say, the vault of heaven, of course. Though I am a grave digger. Yes, I did not mean anything so unfeeling as the family vault. No offence.
None taken?
None at all.
So numbers govern everything, Mr. Brown. Not love, nor decency, nor sense of duty. Only numbers.
Does not the Bible itself tell us this, Miss Charlotte? For I saw a new heaven and a new earth, and at the gates 12 angels, and on the gates the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. And the wall of the city held 12 foundations, and on them the 12 names of the 12 apostles. And are they not 12 pence in a shilling? And will that not continue till the crack of doom?
It must be so.
And are we not all here, ladies, to make up the ledger as the great accountant demands? And is that not enough? It is a shame, Miss Emily, that there is no music in this house tonight, for Mr. Branwell and I have been discussing music.
And if there were, Mr. Brown, what should we do?
Why, then we should dance, Miss Emily.
It would wake Father.
Then we will dance without music. All we need are the measures. Come, Miss Emily, give me thy hands. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1...
You are too strange.
Strange, Miss Emily? No, there is no strangeness. We are all of a muchness, are we not? All of a mean and an average. So why do we strive to be other than we are? Are we not already sufficient?
Yes, it is so.
No, Mr. Brown. No, brother. We are not in this world to make up the numbers. We are here to show our Maker who and what we are. Yes, Mr. Brown, we are here to strive.
But, sister, what...
Hush, Branwell, we have heard enough of you. And you, Emily, I condemn you for your slatternly behaviour.
I do not understand.
Look at this room. Was it not your one chore today to sweep and tidy this room? Is this what passes for neatness in your world? Is it good? Is it right? Is it fit for a Christian family? Must we not labour far more diligently to clear away the bric-a-brac? But wait. I see you have left the broom in the corner. Bring it here.
Bring you the broom, Charlotte? Very well. Here it is, Charlotte.
My thanks to you, Emily. Now, you dance, Mr. Brown. You enjoy the dance. You admire the terpsichorean art.
Why, yes, Miss Charlotte. Stop! My ankles! It hurts! Stop it, Miss Charlotte! Stop it, I say!
You are such a good dancer, Mr. Brown, especially when you have the incentive of a stout broom. And, as you say, who needs music when we have the measures? And I think that I have the measure of you, sir.
Miss Emily, will you not take my part? Your sister is a madwoman. She's bruised me, she has.
She has made a fool of you, Mr. Brown. She has swept you away.
And with what cause? I have only striven to be your humble servant.
Well, we are all here to strive, Mr. Brown. And now, I would be happy if you were to strive to leave this house.
If that is thy wish, ma'am. If that is the wish of all the other ladies. If that is the wish of Miss Emily. Oh, for thee, bright Emily. For thee I would...
What would you do?
Why, I would hang a litter of puppies.
Charlotte, what has got into you? You have assaulted my friend. You have driven him from the house.
I have tidied up. No more, no less. Come, Emily, Anne. It is late, and there will be more jollification in the morning. We must be ready for the high spirits of the day. Good night, Branwell.
Good night, Bramwell.
Sleep well, Bramwell.